Hey folks, and welcome to Subjective Thoughts. And our book for today is The Spiderwick Chronicles, Book 1, The Field Guide by Tony DiTerlizzi and Holy Black. Now, there is some violence, malicious mischief, kind of fuck ugly fairies, and a very dangerous old house in this one, and magical creatures. So if you are in any way squeamish, you have been warned. Also, also spoilers. Alright, oh yeah, I should probably mention, this is by Simon & Schuster, the publisher. Should incorporate that somewhere in these. Alright, so I have known about the Spiderwick series for quite a long time, actually. And for quite a while I wanted to read it. I did see a bit of the movie back then, years ago, but it must have been after 2008 because I've seen it on TV. I didn't see it in theaters. I do just remember two parts from it, and that's it. Now, apparently, I talked to my friend, and he said that they crammed the 5 books into one movie. And now, after reading the first one, I can see why they probably did, because this one certainly doesn't have enough in it for a whole movie, I think. Well, they could have, I suppose, but it would have made for an extremely short movie. Maybe shit, this all might be one episode of a series. Sorry. Yeah, so now recently I got the first book and I finally read it. I read it today in one day. Well, it's very short. It's like 107 pages, I think, this edition. As you can see, it's the movie edition. I bloody hate those. I really do. But at least I got to read it. A moment about the cover. Look at this guy. I love how fairies are fuck ugly in this universe. It looks like a combination of an elf and a rat. But he's supposed to be a fairy. A major motion picture. Alright, so anyway, I finally read it. Alright, so the plot of the first one is this. We have this family, the Grace family, move into a house that belongs to one of their relatives, Great Aunt Lucinda. Sorry. Fuck, my throat's dry today. Their Great Aunt Lucinda. She's in a nut house somewhere, and they can live there for now. There's the reason they moved in there because the kid's parents divorced. They lived first in New York, but now they had to move. Move there. They moved in, and the house is very old. It's in very poor shape. There's only 3 bedrooms in there that are safe to be in. The rest of them have very bad water damage. So obviously the kids are not too ecstatic about this move, moving away from what they knew before into this brand new old house. It's not really the best. And, no. Cards. Come on. I'm not restarting this video, I'm just gonna keep going. Give it a moment. Come on, pass. Right, the kids are... Come on. Okay. That's 3 kids. The eldest is Mallory. I think that's how you pronounce her name, Mallory. She's 13. And the other 2 are twin boys, Jared and Simon. Come on. Again, not restarting this video. Okay, yeah, so the 3 kids... they now live there with their mom. Their dad left, for piss sake. Something bad must have happened. Anyway, they move into this new house. Jared's been having some problems lately after the dad left. He had a fight. He broke a boy's nose in his old school. Well, we learned that later, but well, it is all you can see is not having a good time. Come on, man. What is up with this today? Hopefully that was the last one. Alright, so the house is in very poor shape. The kids are not ecstatic. Simon really loves animals, and he brings all these animals with him to the house. He has two mice named Jeffrey and Lemon Drop. Yeah, Lemon Drop. Mallory's really into fencing. She's quite an aggressive girl. A little violent, too. Her brothers must have fun with that. Yes, anyway, now they're in this house, but when Jared goes in to fetch more luggage from the car, he hears some noise in the wall. That night, the children, while their mom goes out to buy something, they investigate. And they go into the kitchen, they hear something going inside the wall. Simon thinks it might be a squirrel. It's not. Mallory takes a broom and she makes a hole in the wall in the kitchen. And they find this like little house. But not like what, a squirrel might do, where there's shiny things. There's also quite gross, a whole trinket of cockroaches. Ugh. Nasty. But yes, the two think it's a squirrel. Jared is not sure. He thinks it's something completely different. But they take that little house, Mallory and Simon, and they throw it in the trash, thinking that'll chase away the squirrel. And then they find out that there's a dumbwaiter in the wall. It's this little elevator where they would put food to bring it upstairs. So they want to check it out. Maybe the squirrel is in there. Jared's the one that goes in. Mallory finds him a jar and a candle. And she pulls him up and he gets into this little secret study. Where he finds a poem and a lot of old things. Anyway, but their mother comes back already, and they're not supposed to be downstairs. She sends Mallory and Simon to bed, asking where's Jared. The dumbwaiter goes back down, but Jared's not on it, so the other two say, oh, he's probably in bed. Well, yeah, Jared is there alone. He turns around, someone leaves a message in the dust that's on the table. Watch your back. And a few, like 2 minutes later, he hears Mallory, from the dumbwaiter, from telling him to get back in. And she pulls him down. Anyway, the children are sent to bed by their mom. And the next morning, Mallory wakes up and her hair is tied up to the bed. What do you call that part? The bedpost? Yeah, it's tied there. And there are blue and black markings all over her arms. Now, they hear a scream in the morning. The mom thinks that the Jared did it. But it wasn't him. But she believes it was him because of how he's behaving since she and her husband divorced. So while the mom tries to, help Mallory, they end up having to cut off her hair to release her. Simon goes off to chase baby frogs, and Jared goes upstairs. He has the riddle he found in the study, and he tries to solve it on his own. And he does manage to solve the first part of it. And he finds a book that was written by Arthur Spiderwick, which, as we learn, is a relative of theirs. He's Grand Aunt Lucy's father. He was, that is. He later And then he goes downstairs, outside, and shows the other two. You know, he looks through the book and it's full of all this stuff, all these magical creatures. So he goes to show them, and he tells them, I think this is what did this to you, Mallory. Mallory's skeptical. Simon seems to believe him more. Well, anyway, they all go to bed. And Simon really wants to Jared really wants to find proof. Because the mom still suspects. He asks her at the dinner table if she knows someone named Arthur or Spiderwick. That's when he learns who that he's the dad. He's Aunt Lucinda's dad. And later that night, he's still reading in the book about all these things that he could set traps, and then he finds the creature that he thinks is the one responsible for what happened. And I'm not gonna even try to pronounce what they're called. There's one. It's probably some type of fairy. It can be very nice and helpful, but if you anger it, it turns into, I think, a Bogart, is what was written there. And then it starts to be very do malicious mischief, like what it did to the sister. But Jared decides to go downstairs and try to get some proof, and says in the book you can, sprinkle some flour or sugar and it'll step into it and you can get footprints. Because you can't, it's very hard to get rid of a Bogart. So he goes downstairs, he does that, he also leaves it a saucer of milk. He kind of feels for the Bogart, because he knows what it feels like to be angry and you're blamed. But his mom catches him, so he has to go back to bed. Then the next morning, the kitchen has been turned upside down, essentially. And Mallory and the mom think he did it, but he didn't do it. And not only that, someone took the baby frogs that Simon found. Simon found, and put them in ice cubes. So I think they're dead. And took away his mice. And he also has markings on his arms, like his sister. Jared is told by the mom to take the trash outside, and one of the bags he carries rips, and inside is the Bogart's house. And he thinks, that's probably the reason. If he thinks, maybe he should fix it, make him a new one, and maybe then the Bogart will stop. This is why he wasn't attacked, because he didn't touch the house, while Mallory and Simon were the ones who threw it away. Well, anyway, the mom, he goes back inside the house. So the mom tells him, Jared, no more mischief, no more things like that, or I'll take you to some specialist, someone to talk to. Well, yeah, he thinks of Aunt Lucinda at that moment. He goes, then he goes to his brother and sister and says, I need your help. I need you to help me to help me to make a new house for the Bogart. Now, Mallory's not, just quite angry. She grabs the book from him, and she wants to tear it to pieces. She's like, that's the thing that started this whole mess. Except it's not, because he found the book in the morning after her hair was tied. Simon stops her, though. He believes Jared that he didn't do this to him. So Jared tells them his plan. He shows them the house he made. In the attic of the house, I forgot the nice description of it. They describe it as a house made out of shacks. But in the attic, there's bird houses, so he takes one of them big enough for a crow, and he arranged inside all the little things that were in the previous Bogart's house. So they agree to help him, and they go into, while their mom's busy on the phone, they go back to the dumbwaiter. Simon goes up first, and then Jared goes up. And while Simon's up there, before Jared goes up, he and the sister think, it's a full study, so how did an adult go in there? Obviously not through the dumbwaiter. Jared and Simon barely fit in there. So there's got to be a secret door. Well, they get up there. Everything stayed the same. Simon and Jared do find where the door is, and a few minutes later, Mallory joins them. They hang the Bogart's house in there. Jared thinks he'll be safe there, because no one knows about the room except them three. So they add, each one adds a little thing to the Bogart's house, and then they leave. And now, for a week, they don't have an opportunity to go there, because school starts, and there are all these construction workers in the house and movers, and at night, their mother watches them like a hawk, even pacing the walls to make sure they don't do anything. And then they get their opportunity when she goes shopping and leaves Mallory in charge. They go up there and everything's the same, except that the letter, I forgot to say, they left the Bogart a note. The note they left the little Bogart is gone. So Mallory starts, you take the note? He's like, no. And then someone clears his throat, they turn around at the desk, and they see him, the Bogart, but now he's the other thing, the friendly version. And he tells them, I'm very pleased with my new house. And he has the mice that he took from Simon. Jeffrey and Lemon Drop are okay. They're on leashes, though, now. I guess he took them as pets. I don't know. He warns them about the book they have that, I forgot to say this, Arthur Spiderwick made that book. So yes, anyway, he warns them about the book. Tells them, it's not meant to be in the hands of mortals. You need to get rid of it, or else misfortune will come to you. Basically, words to that extent. Then he jumps into the sunlight and disappears. Poof. Mallory's, of course, completely shocked. And she tells Jared, give me the book. And he now carries it with him everywhere. So she looks through the book, and Jared's like, "What are you looking for?" And she says, "This is a really big book, Jared. What she means is it's very huge, so this is just the beginning." And that's it. The book ends. End of book 1. So this is a very nice read. I enjoyed it. It was, again, it's very short, but it's also very nice. I wonder, what in reality they allow, a mom to take the kids to such a rundown house, although I guess she doesn't really have much of a choice, does she? I must say that the sister was quite violent. I don't know. But yeah, overall I enjoyed it. It was nice. There's also, I'm going to show you now, there's a lot of really great illustrations inside. There's this one. That's Arthur Spiderwick. And, I think I warned the spoilers, so I'll warn the spoilers again. Now, from what I remember, I'm kind of basically spoiled for the whole series, though, because I do remember, there's the map. I do remember that later on we do meet Lucinda. She's in the nut house because of all the things that probably been done to her by these magical creatures. There we go. Yeah, there's Jared. And there's Simon. I'm not going to look for all of them, though. I'll show you some illustrations. There they are in the kitchen. Yeah, so that's why she's been placed there, essentially. So it's something I guess it's something we only find out later. There he finds the book. Awesome illustrations as well. Cool, very cool. So who did the illustrations? Let's see. Simon and Schuster are the publisher, but there's maybe it says it in here. Let's see. Come on. I don't know. Well, I'll look for it later and I'll leave it here. So I do. Oh wait, no, that's not it. Yeah. Well, anyway, I'll look for it later and I'll leave it here. Who done the illustrations? So I do really love this style. Very nice. There are the boys. There we go. Yeah. Looking in the book. But yeah, it was very cute. There's 5 books in this series. And then there's another series, I think, that happens after this series. I don't know how much time passes in between the two. But yeah, there's one, like, events that happen afterwards. But I did enjoy it. I will get the rest of the series. I do want to read it and see how it is. I think I'll enjoy it. It should be interesting. At least to find out what happens. And to see how much they also followed it exactly in the movie. Because, again, spoilers, I know Lucinda later joins her father back in the land of the fairies. She gets turned young again. And I don't know what happened to... I don't remember what happened to Arthur Spiderwick. I think he was taken by the fairies, though. Yeah, something to that extent. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff in here. It's a nice little short fantasy series to read. I think all the books are about this short. This isn't the first also Holly Black book I've read. I read 2 of her books. I think only 2 of the Curse Workers series. I need to finish that. I need to get the 3rd one. But yeah, I read that and I really enjoyed those. But those are more, I think, young adult teenager books. Alright, yeah, so that is it. I will be continuing this one. So yeah, if you like fantasy, if you're looking for something, with fantasy that's light to read, I do recommend you give this one a try. And I think you'll enjoy it. And again, very, very short, so not really much to read. Alright, so that is it, folks. Now remember... actually, wait before that. Let me know if you read this series. What did you think about it? Did you enjoy it? Did you watch the movie? And that is it. Till next time, remember, collect what you're passionate about and share it on YouTube. Bye!